Hi, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna go on a real unhinged journey today. We are just really gonna redefine brain rot. My channel is a place where I torture myself for your entertainment because, I love to exercise my civic duties. Today, I'm going to be putting about 26 nepotism babies into districts, and I'm going to put them into a Hunger Games simulator. Realistically, in a Hunger Games scenario, all of these people would be watching the Hunger Games, cheering from the Capitol, but let's entertain an idea here. Let's suspend our disbelief for the next 15-ish minutes and imagine a scenario in which we all rise above and make them compete. This is not the first time I've made a nepo baby kind of a video. 2 years ago, I made a ranking video where I ranked nepo babies, specifically those who have responded to the nepo baby label, and I ranked them based off of those responses, and I got some interesting engagement. Some people really will ride to the end of the earth for their favorite celebrity, and I admired that kind of passion. I discovered new slurs from the responses I got from that video, and it's the kind of parasocial that I can only hope some people just learn to leave behind. Some people made some interesting points though, and what I will say is that there's nothing inherently wrong with being born into privilege, because you can't control what you're born into. You can control how you reckon with that privilege and how you navigate the world with that privilege, and my only gripe with some of these nepo babies, some of them, not all of them, is their refusal to acknowledge the privileges they have. And that goes for really anyone, because we all have some kind of privilege. Nepotism is a class issue that's intertwined with race, gender, etc., and it's far too important and nuanced for me to have covered in a silly ranking video or in this Hunger Games simulation video, so I just implore you to remember that. Based on how my last nepo baby video went, my therapist would probably advise me to not make this video, but she just quit her job. So in the Hunger Games, there's 13 districts, right? And each district has a primary function for what they provide for Panem, like the textiles district, for example. That doesn't really apply to nepo babies. Can you imagine Emma Roberts from the fishing district? No. So instead, I divided 26 nepo babies into pairs based on some sort of thematic link that they have. Some of them are better than others. It's going to be abundantly clear which ones I had already had in mind and which ones I had to really reach for, but it's okay. I tried. District 1 is the Victorian children stepping out of a time machine district, and in this district is Timothy Chalamet and Kaya Gerber. The build and bone structures of these two are insane. They give haunted Victorian children that would read Dostoevsky or Sylvia Plath on the subway to seem cool. District 2 is the big-headed bitch on the right with the craziest attitude district, and in this district is Lily Rose Depp and Emma Roberts. This is in reference to someone who met Lily Rose Depp and her girlfriend and then made a viral Instagram story that was absolutely insane. Yeah, this was back when The Idol came out, and this person met Lily Rose Depp and her girlfriend 070 Shake and posted this Instagram story saying, "We approached them with nothing but respect." 070 was so sweet and willing. The big-headed bitch on the right had the craziest attitude. She grasping onto Shake like someone was trying to snatch her. Girl, relax. And bitch, you're not even fitted. Your new show just came out, you're trending, your dad was just in court. Don't walk around Soho looking this crazy. Trench coat buttoned to the top and these ballerina ass slippers. What's going on? Yeah, so I just feel like Emma Roberts gives the same exact energy, so she and Lily Rose Depp are in this district. District 3 is the raw meat diet district with Armie Hammer and Maddie Healy. Both men are insane. Maddie Healy ate a raw steak on stage, and Armie Hammer has eaten other things that shouldn't be eaten, allegedly. District 4 is the Diva District with Allison Williams and Maya Hawke. I really have no direct link between these two. I just enjoy their work. I think the responses to the nepo baby discourse slay. They're divas. So District 5 is the It's Clocking to Them district with Hailey Bieber and Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith has an iconic collaboration with Justin Bieber in 2009 called Never Say Never. This song went triple platinum on my iPod Nano, and Hailey Bieber, as we all know, married to Justin Bieber, that's their connection here. District 6 is the Lannister Core district because it has Sam Nivola and Patrick Schwarzenegger. They both played brothers in The White Lotus season 3, and if you've watched that season, you know why it's called the Lannister Core District. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. District 7 is the Angry Cheese District with Dan Levy and JD Washington. I named it the Angry Cheese District because there's this episode of Schitt's Creek where Moira Rose is having David make enchiladas according to her mom's recipe. And one of the steps in the recipe is fold in the cheese, and they both start arguing because neither of them know what fold in the cheese means. And then JD Washington did a movie with Zendaya called Malcolm and Marie where they play this couple having a fight. It is genuinely one of the most painful movies I've ever watched in my life, but there's this part of the movie where he is angrily eating mac and cheese while arguing with Zendaya's character.
What does fold in the cheese mean?
He folds it in.
I understand that, but how do you fold it? Do you fold it in half like a piece of paper and drop it in the pot, or what do you do?
David, I cannot show you everything.
Okay, well, can you show me one thing?
People. What? People? A lot of different people. Like my cousin,
Okay.
Rick, for one. You know, it's a lot of different people, a lot of different things.
Yeah, this is the Angry Cheese District. District 8 is the Pepsi Girls District with Dakota Johnson and Kendall Jenner. This is in reference to the infamous Pepsi commercial from 2017 with Kendall Jenner in which she diffuses tensions with police officers during a protest by handing them a Pepsi. Dakota Johnson has a connection here and is also a Pepsi girl because of Madam Web. Surely everyone has seen this extremely long Pepsi ad because the amount of times that you see the Pepsi logo in Madam Web is ridiculous. District 9 is the Their Job is Husband District with Brooklyn Beckham and Jake Bon Jovi. I know that they're husbands. Brooklyn Beckham is married to Nicola Pelt and Jake Bon Jovi is married to Millie Bobby Brown, but I really don't know what they do besides that. District 10 is the Mic is Off District with Ben Platt and Gracie Abrams. Now this district is because of the reception that these two get. A lot of people have dunked on Ben Platt for being way too old to have been in the Dear Evan Hansen movie. Along the same lines, Gracie Abrams has gotten a lot of shit for her live vocals and for her covers of songs, so sorry to them both. District 11 is the Wellness District with Taylor Dearden and Gwyneth Paltrow. Taylor plays Mel in The Pit, by the way, which is an incredible show. It's a new medical drama and I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it. Her character is a second-year resident working her first day at this hospital. Gwyneth Paltrow, Miss Goop, also gives medical advice in real life, but I wouldn't listen to her. She says things like underwire bras cause breast cancer and you should steam your vagina with mugwort. Please don't do that. District 12 is the Oppenheimer District with RDJ and Jack Quaid because they were both in Oppenheimer. And District 13 is the Will You Wear Wigs District with Zoe Kravitz and Maude Apatow, and this is really only because whenever I think of Maude Apatow, I think of her dressed as Bob Ross in Euphoria, and whenever I think of Zoe Kravitz, I think of her in that blue bob wig as Kimmy. Alright, so that's the reaping, if you will, so now it's time for all of them to kill each other. May the odds be ever in your family name. The arena, I imagine, is a cross between 2014 Coachella, the Met, Comic-Con, and the high school from Euphoria. Whatever you can picture, that's the arena. I won't be providing a visual, I am not God. So what I've done is I've put all the names split into their respective districts into one of these online Hunger Games simulators. There's a bunch of different ones that you can use online. I just chose one of the top results when I searched Hunger Games simulator, and I'm letting that determine who dies and who is the winner of the Hunger Games, and I'm also letting it determine who people are killed by for the most part at least, but I am going to be filling in some of the gaps here. For example, I'm going to fill in the gaps in terms of how deaths transpire because in these simulators, they don't really do anything interesting. They're like, this person stabbed the other person, and that's all they really say, and I feel like that's not interesting enough. And by the way, not that I need to say this, but this is 1000% fictional. I don't know these people, and they will be okay. I hope you all can sit back, relax, and enjoy whatever the hell this is. So the Hunger Games starts, the cornucopia bloodbath ensues. First thing is that Maddie Healy finds a bag of explosives and a switchblade. Awesome. Allison Williams runs away from the cornucopia, so do Dakota Johnson and Maya Hawke. I imagine that for these three, they're able to grab a bag of supplies or some sort of weapon of some sort before they leave and book it. Brooklyn Beckham accidentally impales himself, and I'm gonna say that he did this by spotting a cast iron skillet, accidentally pressing his own hand to it, panicking, tripping over his own shoelaces, and then accidentally impaling himself with a selfie stick. Hailey Bieber, RDJ, Zoe Kravitz, and Taylor Dearden also run away from the cornucopia. I imagine that they're able to grab some items, not as much as Dakota, Allison, or Maya, but they're able to grab something. Now, Jack Quaid, he was in the Hunger Games movie. He killed Rue, if you don't remember. So he is going to play by the script, and he's going to be merciless. Kendall Jenner opens her phone and FaceTimes Chris, crying because she wants to leave. She doesn't know what to do. A cannon fires. A tribute screams. She is immediately run through by Jack Quaid, who does not break eye contact. JD Washington and Gwyneth Paltrow fight for a bag, but Gwyneth gives up and retreats because she knows a lot about wellness, not fighting. Meanwhile, Ben Platt starts singing Waving Through a Window to win over sponsors. In my head, he's been really trying to win them over, and he really can't stand this idea, so he's been singing the entire Dear Evan Hansen soundtrack to win them over with his voice, but he's really just been annoying the people around him. So Maddie Healy throws a rock at him, yelling, "This isn't Glee, you f***." The rock hits him, his mic short circuits, and then he gets electrocuted, and Timothée Chalamet finishes this off by hitting him with a frying pan. Jake and Patrick run away from the cornucopia, and I think that they don't take anything. I think that there's no way they can handle fighting anyone right now, and they just book it. Jaden Smith sits down in the middle of the arena and says, "How can this be real if her eyes aren't real?" A flaming arrow then flies out of nowhere and hits him in the shoulder, and he goes, "Damn," and then walks into a forest. Now, Sam Nivola is very confused. He's just standing there for a minute, and then he sees Maud Apatow across the field, and his eyes widen because he realizes, oh, that's my girlfriend's sister. And he's so distracted and conflicted over what to do that Dan Levy whips a knife into his back. He tries to then go for Timothy next, but Timothy starts rapping back and forth between Monster by Nicki Minaj and King Kunta by Kendrick Lamar to distract him, and it somehow works. Gracie Abrams, Kaya Gerber, Lily Rose Depp, and Emma Roberts on the other side of the field lock eyes. The girls start fighting. Now Kaya is skilled, and she grabbed a crossbow and a curling iron, and she's just double fisting them ready to go. Gracie Abrams takes a mic stand to use as a club, and Lily Rose Depp grabbed a Chanel bag and a spear, but she drops the spear, so she has no choice but to whack Kaya Gerber with the Chanel bag when Kaya charges at her. Emma Roberts is somehow skillfully throwing shoes as daggers, though. After Lily Rose Depp whacks the mic stand out of Gracie's hands, Gracie starts tackling her. Meanwhile, Emma Roberts throws a pair of stilettos at Kaya and then grabs her hair. Then suddenly, from the shadows, Armie Hammer appears. This man is menacing. He is immediately clocked as a severe threat to all four of these girls, and all the girls silently agree that they need to put aside their differences and fight Armie together, especially after Armie bites Emma Roberts' arm. It's modern feminism. Kaya would hit him in the head with a curling iron. Lily Rose Depp would pick up the mic stand that's Gracie's and then hit him in the groin, and then Gracie would take the mic cord and wrap it around him. But then Maddie Healy steps in, barefoot, mind you, with the bomb in his hand. He throws the bomb at the girls, and it explodes into this hazy fog, and then once the fog clears, both him and Armie Hammer have disappeared. And Gracie's like, oh my god, I can't believe we survived that. And then a cannon goes off. She turns around, and Kaya and Lily are holding Emma Roberts in their arms, and Emma Roberts has a switchblade in her chest. So for the cornucopia bloodbath, our fallen tributes are Brooklyn Beckham from District 9, Kendall Jenner from District 8, Jaden Smith from District 5, Sam Nivola from District 6, Ben Platt from District 10, and Emma Roberts from District 2. We've got a pretty eventful night one though. Kaya and Timothy bond and huddle for warmth. Maddie sees a fire but stays hidden, and Armie finds a cave to hide in. Lily stays awake all night. Girlie is traumatized from seeing Emma Roberts die. Gwyneth cooks food and offers some to Gracie, and they form an alliance. RDJ receives supplies from a sponsor and is able to climb a tree to rest. Allison and Maya discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Zoe, Taylor, Dakota, and Hailey receive extra survival supplies and medical supplies from unknown sponsors, but in this case it's their parents. The rest of the tributes make do and find somewhere to hide and sleep, but Jack Quaid and JD Washington work together to set up a trap for others, but none fall into it all night, until at around 5 a.m. Jake Bon Jovi, while trying to find food, falls into the trap and dies. Also, Gracie offers Gwyneth some berries she found by a moon pond as a thank you for cooking her food. So naturally, Gwyneth crushes the berries. She uses them as a face mask, but then 10 minutes later, her face starts melting. Gracie Abrams freaks out. She starts singing a new song called It's My Fault, I'm Sorry, and then they both tragically die because Gracie had also eaten the berries, so the berries melts them both. So our fallen tributes after night 1 are Jake Bon Jovi from District 9, Gwyneth Paltrow from District 11, and Gracie Abrams from District 10. District 9 and 10 at this point are officially out. Day 2 is also eventful since we have even more kills and alliances forming. Maud tries to sneak up on Lily with a sickle. Lily senses Maud behind her, dodges, and then takes a piece of broken glass and guts her. Lily doesn't stop there though. She also kills Dan Levy for saying that he only watched his episode of The Idol and didn't bother to watch the rest of the episodes while he was on Andy Cohen's show. Army and Maddie continue to hide alone. Jack and RDJ bond while hunting for food together. They're from the same district, so they know each other, and it's what Christopher Nolan would have wanted. Meanwhile, Kaya and Timothy continue their affair, and Patrick develops a crush on Dakota. One thing that the simulation is keeping accurate is the infidelity in Hollywood. On the other side of all this, Allison, Maya, and Taylor run into each other and make an alliance. JD Washington, however, starts stalking Haley and Zoe, who decide to find a good hiding spot together. And then after 2 hours of following them, JD comes out and starts fighting them, and then he decapitates Haley. So our fallen tributes for day 2 are Maud Apatow from District 13, Dan Levy from District 7, and Haley Bieber from District 5, and District 5 is now completely out. For night 2, things calm down a bit more, but Lily sees Kaya and Timothy having a moment, and she thought that she had a sisterhood with Kaya after they both survived the cornucopia bloodbath together, but now she's seeing Kaya with her ex-boyfriend, so she kills them both in cold revenge. Jack and RDJ run to Allison, Maya, and Taylor's camp, and the guys immediately start attacking the girls. Unfortunately, despite having one more person, the girls suffer a loss. Taylor sacrifices herself to save Allison and Maya from RDJ and takes a dagger to the throat. And the rest of the night is silent. So the fallen tributes for night 2 are Kaya Gerber from District 1, Timothy Chalamet from District 1, and Taylor Dearden from District 11, making District 1 and 11 completely out. Now it's day 3, and there are some new developments with other tributes that have been on the low. So Matty Healy, he contracts an infection and he dies according to the simulation. But here's how this happens. He's still in hiding, and he has been eating raw berries, raw mushrooms, and possibly raw squirrels. So he contracts a mysterious infection, and he begins hallucinating about writing songs with squirrels, and then eventually he collapses and dies. Meanwhile, Armie Hammer is biting people. He is literally biting people. He bit JD Washington, who was very angry and said, "My father will hear about this." He bit Emma Roberts before, and you know, it's a little weird for people over at the Capitol. They're a bit afraid of releasing him back into society, so they intervene. Armie Hammer is dragged off the arena by a swarm of hover drones playing Cannibal by Kesha. Meanwhile, now that Haley is gone, Zoe is all alone. She's walking through the forest, trying to lay low, and then she stumbles upon Allison and Maya, who generously take her in. Little does she know, JD has continued to follow her. So our fallen tributes for day 3 is District 3's Armie Hammer and Matty Healy, completely taking out District 3. So we've got about 9 tributes left, so the stakes have gotten even higher during night 3. And someone tries to assassinate Dakota with a lime-based serum disguised as an energy juice. As we know, Dakota Johnson is allergic to limes, and so she is especially wary. She takes one look at the energy drink, she sniffs it, she freezes, and immediately clocks it. This isn't her first lime ambush. However, Patrick, he drinks the serum trying to impress Dakota, and he dies instantly. While that's happening, Allison, Maya, and Zoe set up a tent, and they take turns staying up to watch their tent, and when it's Zoe's turn to stay up and watch the tent, JD Washington jumps out and he stabs her. And then he waits outside the tent patiently for morning to come and for Maya or Allison to wake up. So for night 3, District 6 and 13 are completely out, with Patrick and Zoe being our fallen tributes. Morning comes, it's day 4, Maya wakes up before Allison does, and she exits the tent and is horrified by the sight of Zoe's body. JD then jumps out and starts immediately fighting her, but despite having just woken up, Maya is paired. She has a knife in her back pocket and immediately is able to disarm him. He's able to put up a fight for a bit, but because he literally stayed up all night. He's a bit tired, so Maya is able to kill him. Lily stumbles upon their tent as this is happening though. She's still too traumatized to make an alliance. Like she just has trust issues. So because she has PTSD, she's in survival mode and she goes straight after Maya to kill her. Allison is woken up by this point though, so she's able to intervene and then kill Lily. Miles and miles away from this, Jack and RDJ hear the cannons go off and they start talking about who is left in the games. They realize their brotherhood has to come to an end since they're about 2 out of 5 left in the games and it will probably end within the next day, but they've bonded. So Jack doesn't want to kill RDJ. RDJ is like, I need to live. But as they're fighting, Jack pushes and accidentally kills RDJ, and he is so horrified that he turns a weapon on himself. So for day 4, our fallen tributes are JD Washington from District 7, Lily from District 2, RDJ from District 12, and Jackway from District 12. So Districts 2, 7, and 12 are all out. And night 4 is quiet because now we have just Allison, Maya, and Dakota left, and the girls are preparing for the end. At dawn on day 5, Allison and Maya arrive at a field with Dakota on the other side. They know it's the end. Allison and Maya agree to take on Dakota together, but Dakota has tricks up her sleeve. She has been receiving supplies not only from her parents, but also from Pepsi, from Kevin Feige, and plot twist, Ellen DeGeneres. She's got a bow and arrow, she's got a super serum, she's got grenades, she's in a Valentino stealth suit. Allison and Maya just have nothing in comparison to her, so Dakota Johnson is just able to slay them both fairly quickly. So District 4 is out, and Dakota Johnson wins the Nepo Baby Hunger Games. For the placements of the districts, obviously District 8 is first and then District 4, but for third place, Jack, RDJ, JD, and Lily died on the same day, but Lily has the highest kill count, so I put District 2 in the third spot. The girls really ate, I'm not gonna lie. They came out on top. I hope this made sense. Well, I hope this was at least enjoyable. Just a fun video during these truly unprecedented times. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.